When it comes to sports in Lorain, your station to watch is TV 20, Lorain City Schools Television.
And welcome back to Lorain High School. I'm Don Vincent along with the coach Jim Baker as we get set for this varsity contest featuring the Lorain Titans, who have yet to play a game, taking on the Vermilion Sailors, 2-0 thus far in the season, having won a couple different games by right around that 10-point margin. This is a team that will get out after it. This should be a lot of up and down tonight. It'll be a lot of fun as we get set for this one. Want to thank everyone for joining us here on the Cool Cat, AM 1380 WDLW and 98.9 FM, as well as WLCS TV 20. As we get set for the national anthem here in just a moment, we'll keep it right here for the Lorain High Pep Band as they bring the national anthem. And it's good to be in this new gym at this new school, enjoying the environment. And yes, if you're not joining us on the TV broadcast and you're here on the radio side of things, this is a packed gym.
Yeah, well,
no surprise here.
Really nice crowd for a Tuesday night, absolutely.
Right now, we'll go ahead and pause for the playing of our national anthem by the Lorain High School Pep Band.
Cadet Color Guard. The Cadet Color Guard tonight consists of Cadet Captain Sandra Morero, Cadet Command Sergeant Major Adrian Ramos, Cadet Captain Zari Bohannon, and the Cadet Color Guard Commander, Cadet Captain Alyssa Hall. Remain standing for the singing of our national anthem. Tonight, my special guest, Hannah Lurie, and tonight, there will be a signing of the national anthem by Elena Rivera, Lori Massa, and Emma Cornwell under the direction of Meredith Maddie Percival.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, in the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and rockets bright lovers bursting in gave proof through that night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, land of the free and the home of the
Clearly not the Lorain High School Titan Marching Band as promised. But a young lady, I think, probably a little under the weather and struggled a little bit with that, but got through it, persevered.
Yeah, did a good job.
I would tend to agree with that, and kind of sets the scene here at the Lorain High Gymnasium. Now, they have still not put the starting lineups up on the board at the end of the gym here, so we'll just have to kind of pick them up as we go, Coach, and we'll just kind of talk through them. They're going to start by introducing the Vermilion Sailors under the direction of Kurt Habermel, who has been with that program for a long, long time. They'll start 5'9" senior Scott Gillespie. He'll be one of those guys out there that's got to contribute early. Andrew Dawson, we didn't talk about him in our little chat, a 5'11" senior, but he's put in a lot of good minutes for this program over the last couple of years.
Yeah, veteran player. There's experience. I mean, although these guys are still young, they're an experienced varsity team.
They'll also throw out there Nick Barkdale and Joby File, as well as I missed one. Who did I miss? Was it Tristan, maybe, perhaps? We'll pick it up here in just a second as the Titans are set to be introduced here at the gym.
Tristan Meyer, Don's the other starter.
Wilson at 6'3".
So we'll go ahead and take a look at this starting lineup. Octavius Wilson, a 6'3" senior forward. And again, this Lorain roster, if you remember it from last year, is not overly deep. It's 10 deep, so this is not a team that's just going to throw tons and tons of players at you. Shane Smith's going to get the nod tonight, as well as 6'1" senior guard. Deshaun Brooks, 6'4" senior guard. Deshaun Brooks is a heck of a football receiver. He's just an athlete.
Well, you know, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get guys that are tremendous athletes, but hey, it's basketball season. They're pretty good basketball players, too.
No doubt about that. Jaleel Little, the 6' senior guard, will take the start tonight. And rounding out the starting lineup, any surprise here? The big roar of applause from the Lorain High faithful. Naz Bohannon, the 6'6" senior forward, to join the starting lineup. Interesting here for Lorain. We've not seen this for a number of years, Coach. They're starting 5, all seniors.
Well, you know, that is different. And you look, though, that roster, I noticed that roster, the JV roster, they definitely put the junior back in junior varsity because everybody on that junior varsity roster was a junior. And what's happening here at Lorain, this is what you're starting to get, Don, is you might get 1 year, unless you're a special talent, you know, like a Bohannon,
right,
that, you know, is going to get multiple years, or, you know, we're going to see, you know, Devion Grant tonight. But yeah, it's getting to the point with this program is just one of the more elite programs around anymore, and it's tough to get a varsity spot.
Titans will be moving right to left across your digital tuner as well as your TV screen if you're watching, or your computer monitor here if you're watching on YouTube as well. You see it all over the place. First foul of the ball game. It's going to be whistled on Shane Smith for Lorain High. Getting a little aggressive on that defensive end, but I think you'll give up some of those fouls if you're John Rossitano for Lorain High.
You will.
They're the right kind of fouls.
But you don't like starting a game with a turnover followed by a foul in the backcourt. You know, and it'll be interesting to see. Vermillion with 2 games under their belt, that game experience. See how long it takes Lorain to get used to, you know, getting this opener going.
Joby File works his way into the lane. Ball knocked away, picked up by Bohannon, flips it off to the right side, probably looking to get it back. No, the layup's going to be good that time for Jaleel Little.
That didn't take him very long to get down the floor there. That was impressive.
Now Vermillion's got to face this full court pressure by the Titans. They'll get it in, and then the trap almost immediately on Mayer. He'll get it forward. Long pass forward into the middle of the lane. Pump fake there for Barkdale. Misses the shot. Rebound pulled down by Bohannon, but then taken right back. Working underneath. Shot off the right side of the lane. That's good for Andrew Dawson. Dawson with his first 2 of the ball game. Here come the Titans already at midcourt.
Yeah. Vermillion taking advantage of that turnover.
Bohannon on the right wing, drops it down toward the baseline. They'll swing it out. Brooks floats one through the lane, misses badly. Rebound pulled down. That'll be Barkdale, then gives it right back. Bohannon along the baseline, a little bit too tall for him, off the pass out top by Shane Smith. It's another turnover for the Titans.
Yeah, Lorain wants to play fast, but, you know, 1 minute in and we already have 3 turnovers on the Titans.
Fast is one thing.
Right.
Out of control is another.
Yeah. Be quick, but don't hurry.
Okay. Wow. All right. That's a tall order. Barkdale coming along the side. Again, talk about getting out of control and playing quick. Got off balance and ended up taking a spill out along the sideline.
Well, and you could see ball's right over his head, both hands. You have no balance when you put the ball over your head like that. You can't, you know, you're not bending your knees.
Ball out top. That's Little. Works to the left side, and Brooks. Brooks, one dribble, gives it back. They'll swing it over to the right wing now. Shane Smith tries to drop it down toward the baseline. They'll find Octavius Wilson. Sends it back out. Cuts through the lane. Charge is going to be called on Jaleel Little. He tries to make some space going into the basket. That'll be his first team foul, number 2.
Yeah, credit Vermilion. I mean, they're trying to sag in there. Took the charge right there. It was a proper call. Right back to the full court pressure here by the Titans.
No surprise there. Tied it 2 with 6:36 left in the first quarter. And a 5-second. That was a fast 5-second
Coach Everett was like, what are you doing? You count by 2.5? Come on, man. That was quick.
It was. I have to agree with him. Shane Smith will handle the inbounds pass for the Titans. Sends it way back out to Naz outside the arc. Just about straight on. So get down to the right baseline. Clearing out top is Little to the left side. Brooks launches from three-point range. That's not going to go. Wilson there with a putback. Bounces around the back of the rim. Still not again. Wilson again off the glass this time. Got that one. His first points of the season.
Real good job by Wilson staying with that.
Joby File goes the length of the court, misses the layup. Rebound to Sean Brooks. Leaks it forward. That'll be Little. Little left of the lane after working across the lane. Misses the jump shot. It'll go out of bounds off of Brooks on the rebound attempt and will head the other way.
I'll tell you what, I know somebody that's really loving the pace of this ball game right now. They're near and dear and close to me, I think. Huh?
I'm not complaining, I got to tell you. This is fun. Scott Gillespie out top for the Sailors, leaves it back, and Andrew Dawson will handle the pressure. Tries to go to the left side, ripped away by Brooks. Somebody had to travel on that one. Brooks will go down to the floor, and
get a foul.
Foul is going to be called on the Vermilion Sailors. That's going to be on Andrew Dawson going after the loose ball. Just kind of hopped on top of one of the Lorain players.
Well, Vermilion wanted to run a set there, Don, and the pass came from the top of the key to the wing. You can't throw that long of a pass against the Lorain defense. It's going to get picked every single time. You got to shorten your passes against this pressure.
Leo Little will walk the ball up. He's going to play the point for the better part of this early part of the game. We'll see how things progress. Smith works it off to, oh my goodness, Naz Bohannon coming through the lane. Just goes up strong, uses that length, lays it in, gets the and one.
So hard. That's such a tough cut to guard, especially when you come off it properly, and Bohannon did. He ran a curl cut, and I mean, there was no gap. You come off shoulder to shoulder. Vermilion took a 30 right here.
I didn't see if it was. I was waiting for the signal on a 30 or a full. Probably not a bad time to take that timeout.
Yeah. I mean, you almost have to practice that curl cut. That if your guy is setting that screen, you got to jump to the cutter because it's almost like a back screen. And the way Lorraine ran it was so difficult to guard. There was no gap for that defender to get through. He had to go under. By then, Bohannon meant a beat. Easy layup. Had to foul him to try to stop him. Well-executed play by Lorraine. That's their staple offense there, running those curls like that. When you got athletes like Bohannon and the rest of the crew, man, tough to guard.
Well, Bohannon at the free throw line, bounces it a couple times, flips it up there, drops it in. He's got 3. 7-2 now in favor of the Titans, and more of that full court pressure as Dawson works up court, get hawked all the way, ends up giving it up. Bohannon will take it away. It'll be Brooks. Quick pass forward. Nice job on the fast break as Octavius Wilson at the other end of that. He's got 4, and it's a 9-2 Lorain lead.
Well, you talk about your defense creating your offense.
Oh boy, Lorain High got the turnover, gave it right back to the Sailors, sent it outside. 3-ball launch, right corner. That one's good by Scott Gillespie.
Needed that.
Long pass forward goes to Brooks, right into the middle of the lane, off the hands of one of the Titan players, out of bounds. Octavius Wilson couldn't hold on to that one, so it'll go the other way.
Yeah, Brooks, a little bit. I mean, Vermilion hanging in there, but Lorain definitely, and Vermilion will play this fast pace. But, but seriously, Don, that's what Lorain wants. They want to get you up and down the floor.
Devon Grant comes into the ball game for the Titans. Gillespie sends it to the right side, toward the baseline, back to Mayer. Mayer sends it outside. Joby File at the right elbow. He's only had a couple touches. Long ball, Gillespie, that one no good. Rebound tipped around, finally taken away by the Titans. Pass looking at Bohannon in the lane. It's going to be knocked away nicely by Gillespie, and you're going to get a kick on the ball. It'll be Vermilion ball underneath their own basket. 4:43 left in the first quarter. Lorraine's up by a 4 spot, 9-5. Suns come in for both squads.
Yeah, you do got to keep in perspective here. This is the opener for the Titans, so not very sharp right now. I mean, I got it for 7 turnovers already in this first quarter.
Mason Montgomery comes in for the Vermilion Sailors. Marquay Black-Wright comes into the game for Lorain High. Will be Joby File with the ball well away from the basket. He'll be checked out there by Shane Smith. Spins it to the right side and then gets it right back on the right wing. Wants to go to work, comes off the screen, splits the defense in the middle of the lane, lifts it up, got it and one. Pumps his fist. Joby liked what he got that time.
He did a great job, File. They were going to run Gillespie off a double screen on the back side, and he started heading over there to pass it, and then he just crossed over right at the top of the key and got the lane, got the bucket, got the foul.
I believe Marquay Black-Wright whistled for the foul. The old-fashioned three-point play is good for Joby. He's just a pure shooter, and he's a junior, coach.
Yeah, kid can score. I mean, he's been playing since he was a freshman at the varsity level, and he's a good basketball player.
Well, Hannon sends it out top. Devon Grant launches from three-point range, and that was nothing but the bottom of the net. More of that full court pressure, and Joby Files going to handle that pressure. Gets it up very nicely. Great pass. Finds Mason Montgomery for the layup at the other end. The Titans just not getting back.
No, and a good job by Vermillion using that dribble to, 2 quick dribbles and then a diagonal pass for a layup.
Well, Hannon works to the top of the key, sends it left side. Another 3-ball launched by Devon Grant. Rebound comes down, and another leak out here for Vermillion going the other way. And that layup is missed at the other end by Gillespie. Had a man chasing him down. Going to take his time, take the foul on that one. They'll leave it back this time. Shane Smith sends it off to Bohannon. We'll come back to that point here in just a second, Coach. Bohannon gets into the lane, floats one up from about 10, gets his own rebound, gets it knocked out of his hands. Going to head the other way.
Vermillion, they're battling.
They are. Barkdale gets it into the middle of the lane. Dawson flips it up and one. Look at that. Andrew Dawson in the middle of the lane draws the foul and has the and one opportunity to make it a 1-point difference. Foul called on Marquay Black-Wright. That'll be his second team foul, number 4.
Well, again, we're seeing a confident, talented Vermillion basketball team. And I also think you're seeing, Don, having those 2 games under their belt, they won their championship of their own tournament. And Lorraine just, in the first game. And we see little spurts of Lorraine like, all right, here we go. But overall, Vermillion has been more solid at both ends of the floor.
Tied at 12. Free throw is not going to be good. Rebound comes down to the Titans. Bohannon goes behind his back, sends it outside. Brooks just into the ball game for Lorain High. Has the shot blocked inside. No. Foul underneath. And it's going to send him to the line. By the way, Jonah File comes in, the 5'10 sophomore. Going to be tough to miss him.
Yeah.
He's got some hair.
Yeah. They got him listed at 5'10 with that hair. He's about 6'1".
Believe it or not, I wore hair something kind of sort of like that. Not quite, but close. It's hard to believe at this point. I know. It was the late in the 70s and early 80s.
Well, that was the greatest time around in the
no doubt. No doubt. Brooks hits the first free throw for his first points of the ball game. That'll be 13-12 now in favor of the Titans. 3:10 left in this first quarter. I can't believe you guys were laughing at me as I shared.
Oh, yeah, because you never, ever return that favor.
Bohannon gets a rebound, puts it back. That's 5 points in the ball game for him. Jonah File with the ball. He'll just trot up court. Hesitate before he gets to midcourt, leaves it back to Dawson, lobs it down to Barkdale. Barkdale has all kinds of defense around him, misses the shots, picked back up by the Sailors. Jonah File sends it over to Jonah across court. They'll get it back out top to Dawson. 2:41 left in this first quarter. Dawson sends it down to the baseline. Barkdale there, spins away from pressure, tries to work inside. A couple of defenders waiting on him. Jonah File put back Barkdale again. Boy, a lot of opportunities for the Sailors on that offensive end.
Yeah, getting in on the backside on both sides. Jonah File was the first one. He couldn't convert, but Barkdale was there on the other side to put it in.
1 point Lorraine lead. Vermillion's going to stay in this man defense. They're not going to shy away at all.
They're trying to pressure the ball and keep the other 4 guys inside. Nice D.
Grant trying to go inside. Ball taken away by Dawson. Dawson on the fast break opportunity. Mishandles the ball. Has to. Go ahead, Coach. Get out there. Talk to him.
Pick up a loose ball, all right?
There you go. Andrew Dawson with the ball. He's going to be checked up out there by Shane Smith. One dribble, hands off. Jonah File works to the right side, runs into one of the Lorain High defenders. Not going to help him out too much. Mason Montgomery with the ball. 1:45 on the first quarter clock here.
Yeah, Vermillion and trying to go with almost, they're going to take a layup offense and,
Foul's going to be called on Marquay Black-Wright from Lorraine. I've got him for 3 of the Lorain High 5 fouls. He's going to go ahead and take a seat. Octavius Wilson back into the ball game. Jaleel Little back into the ball game. Tavon Pierre-Lewis, the 6'5" sophomore, into the game for the first time today. That's a lot of sophomore.
Yeah, good size.
Joby File with the ball. He'll be beat up by Devon Grant on the left wing of the Vermillion offense. Wants to go to work. Comes across the top. Has Mason Montgomery. He'll dribble across. Nothing doing there. A little bit of a weave action.
Yeah, they're going, Vermilion going 5 out, Don. And I mean, I think they would like to, obviously they get an open look, but it's tough to handle the ball that long against this kind of pressure.
Well, and the ball was knocked away pretty nicely by Deshaun Brooks, and as he tried to go back by Andrew Dawson, part in self-defense and part in trying to slow him down, just kind of grabbed a hold of his leg.
Well, he saved the layup.
Basically.
But
maybe more than that.
Vermilion going 5 out, you got to be able to handle the basketball against this pressure. They want to get a layup, but Lorraine's doing a good job. They're not overplaying. There's no back doors available. Pressure forced a turnover that time by the Titans.
Titans with the ball off of that foul. They had the ball in midcourt. Hand off, coming across the top is Pierre Lewis. He'll hand it right back to Jaleel Little. He'll work into the lane, kind of cradling the ball, drops it off. Octavius Wilson can't finish, and then commits the foul on the rebound attempt.
Well, I bet Octavius Wilson hasn't practiced that shot very much.
Agreed.
You know, I mean, that's a little like 6-footer from the baseline straight on. You know, maybe need to take one more dribble and go attack the basket.
Well, I tell you, you're seeing right now from Lorain High what you will always see from Lorain High. They're challenging every pass.
Well,
they're a half step slow, though.
But you can't throw a pass that long against a team like Lorain. The longer the pass, you're going to get yourself in trouble. I mean, unless somebody's wide open deep, anything that covers distance, you're in trouble because they're going to get a hand on it.
Caleb Katsky comes into the ball game for Vermilion during the break. Less than a minute left in this first quarter. It's a 1-point Lorain lead, 15-14. Into the lane, Montgomery goes high off the glass, bounces it on the rim a couple different times before it falls in. That's 4 points for him.
That's spread work, Don, and just nice left-handed finish by Montgomery.
Brooks trying to look underneath. Titans trying to get a posting Octavius Wilson ball knocked out of bounds as they tried to come across underneath to Tavon Pierre Lewis. It's going to stay with Lorain High underneath their own basket. 33.6 seconds. Officials talking just a little bit. Not sure. Am I missing something here, Coach? Not sure what that was about. Brooks will handle the inbounds pass. Get it in quickly. Bounce it out. Jaleel Little mishandles. Has to pick it up near midcourt with 28 seconds on the first quarter clock. Seems like it's been a long first quarter.
Yeah, well, we've got a lot of turnovers. I had a lot of stoppage here in this first quarter.
Devon Grant will back away and see if the defense will chase him out there with 15 seconds. Lorain High with the ball on their offensive end. They'll come across. That'll be Pierre Lewis. Pierre Lewis looking to make somebody move. Starts going by, works into the lane, gets the layup, and it's good. Boy, Pierre Lewis, nice take off the edge, and that will bring the first quarter to a close. 17-16 in favor of the Lorain High Titans on boys basketball night number 1 here in the new Titan Gymnasium. Break time for us. This is the Myrna Law Hoop Showcase on AM 1380 WDLW 98.9 FM and WLCS TV 20.
Inspiring city and campus. Inspiring people. Inspiring creativity. Inspiring hands-on learning. Inspiring global experiences. Inspiring traditions. Be a Buckeye. Inspire.
Have you ever bought a car and then realized you couldn't afford it? Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting something different. Don't be insane. At Credit Max Auto, you can get a really great car with a payment you can't afford. Visit us at creditmaxauto.com.
Seth Hurd on the court here for the Vermilion Sailors. Will try to set their lineup. Montgomery with the ball on the left wing. Toby File spots from three-point range. That's not going to happen. Rebound comes down. Octavius Wilson from Lorain High. Long pass. Brooks is going to have to track it down out of bounds. He's not going to get there in time and ends up stepping on the end line. Will hit the other way.
Yeah, I mean, and again, you know, good job, good rebound, but pass. Probably a couple games from now, that's going to be a pass for a layup. Tonight, unfortunately, it's a pass for a turnover for the Titans.
And that's also when Lorain High in the past, and we'll have to see if it plays out for them this year, that's when they pick the crowd up as well.
Absolutely.
Because those layups turn into some pretty entertaining dunks. Back in the hands of the Vermilion Sailors on their offensive end. Mason Montgomery with the ball, trying to create on his own, sends it outside. The pass go into Joby File, go off of his leg and out of bounds. Turnover for the Sailors.
Well, again, Vermilion run almost like a spread offense and just cutting people to the basket, and they had Jonah File, but he couldn't handle that pass, or he would have had himself a layup.
Jaleel Little working up against pressure here by Seth Hurd. Hurd was kind of like the 7th or 8th guy off the bench last year for the Sailors, so he's no stranger getting some varsity time. Bohannon will pop out, launches 3 straight on. That one's not going to fall, but Wilson's there for the rebound and the easy putback. He's got 6 and leads all scorers in the ball game.
Yeah, nobody from the purple jersey came close to boxing him out.
Hurd brings the ball up court. They'll work File on the right side. The File centered up. Long 3 ball is good for Scott Gillespie. Boy, he shot that from Ashland Avenue. Long pass comes in. Octavius Wilson at the other end. Another layup for Octavius. He's got 8.
Yeah, you can't relax. I mean, Vermillion with the 3, got up, and all of a sudden 2 passes, layup Lorain. 2-point
ball game, 21-19. Montgomery into the lane, uncontested. Shot blocked by Naz Bohannon, but as he brought his hands down, he gets whistled for the foul, and it's almost automatic. If he'd have stayed vertical, he'd probably been okay.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. And, you got to credit Vermillion there. They did a real good job against that full court pressure, and go on attack. And Vermillion going to be in the bonus for the rest of this half.
Montgomery at the line. First free throw is good. He's got 5 points in the ball game. 6:34 left in this first half. It's a 1-point difference, 21-20 in favor of the Lorain High Titans, but young Mason Montgomery, the sophomore, has the opportunity to tie it up, and he'll be unable to do that. Rebound taken away by the Titans. Wilson with the ball, gets it out to Naz Bohannon. Bohannon hesitates at the top of the key, works to the left block, goes off the glass a little bit too hard, out of bounds, off of the Titans. It'll be Vermilion ball.
And Bohannon just tried to power his way in there and couldn't get it to go. Ball ends up out of bounds. Vermilion basketball. And Lorraine taking a guy off the inbounder now, Don, going to still use that full court pressure.
Joby Fowler comes back into the ball game for the Sailors. I had him in there a minute ago. He was not. He was relaxing, taking a little bit of a break. He may need it here and there during the game. Mason Montgomery with the ball outside the arc for the Sailors. Swings it around to Gillespie down toward the baseline. Coming across the top, that's Barkle, sends it back. Gillespie shooting all night long. That one a little bit long, but boy, backside, Mason Montgomery there again for the Vermilion Sailors. He's got 7 in the ball game.
Yeah, I mean, Gillespie kind of missed badly from that left baseline, but backside, Montgomery, right place, right time.
Sailors with a 1-point lead now, 22-21. Titans back on their offensive end, trying to spread the court a little bit. The only guy in the paint right now is Octavius Wilson. He's not the biggest guy. Naz Bohannon trying to work against the double team, sends it outside. Jaleel Little, 3-pointer, no. Rebound, Wilson, no. That one's going to come down. That rebound's going to come down to Joby File. He'll try to get it out quickly to Gillespie and overshoots him and heads into the crowd here at Lorain High School.
Yeah, those are the ones that as coach, you're like, all right, getting on a little roll. Good job defensively, and then you throw it away. Vermillion wants to play fast, but they can't turn the ball over if they're going to pull this off.
Devon Grant sends it to the left side. Shane Smith works to the top of the key. They'll find Bohannon along the baseline, sends it back out. Thought they were going to see a 3-ball going up there. Didn't happen that time. Grant finds Bohannon across the top. They'll swing it off to the right side of the offense. Jaleel Little, top of the key, works through the lane, gets tied up, flips it up. No. 3 different Titans there, and Bohannon's going to come away with it and end up getting the basket and the and one. Foul's going to be whistled on Scott Gillespie, I believe.
When you get that dribble penetration, as Lorraine did that time, it forces the defense to react, and that defense from Vermillion had to jump to the ball, try to stop it, leaving people wide open on the backside for putbacks. Bohannon made them pay.
Bohannon at the Lorain Medina Rural Electric free throw line. LMRE provides reliable service, and unfortunately for the Titans, Naz Bohannon unable to be reliable from the line that time, although the Titans got the ball back. Shane Smith with the ball, lobs it in. Bohannon looks right, goes left, spins through. They'll send it outside. 3-ball launched by Grant. Back of the rim, no. Rebound comes out, and Octavius Wilson sends it back across the top. Finds Shane Smith. Shane Smith sends it back outside. Grant wants the baseline drive, sends it all the way through. Bohannon, he'll take the drive, works into the lane. Thought about dunking it, had to pull off of that. Rebound, Wilson put back in 2.
Yeah, good job by Wilson following that miss.
Long pass goes down to Gillespie at the other end, and it's just too easy. Tell you what, the Sailors are making a living right now, cherry picking the Titans.
Well, Lorraine's defense getting caught watching the ball. Their men are getting behind them. Nice one pass over the top for a layup for Vermillion.
Grant sends it to the left baseline. Bohannon wants to go to work. Could have spun baseline, didn't quite have His feet in the right place. Now we'll try to get the ball back. Works through a double team. Foul's going to be called out on the edge. That one's going to be on Scott Gillespie. His second, team foul number 6.
And right now, I'm going to get a sub in here, both squads, but I don't want to say they're frustrated, Lorraine, Don, but they're not playing free and easy.
Inbounds pass comes in, and Jaleel Little goes behind his back, spins through, and takes his player to the rack, and ends up getting a basket. He's got 4 points in the ball game, and here comes the Titan full court press, and that's going to result in a 30-second timeout coming off the Vermilion Sailors bench. So that gives us a chance to take a breath here. It's 27-23 in favor of Lorain High School in this second quarter.
Well, it's Vermilion has really battled. I mean, again, it's almost like Lorraine is like, okay, get a couple good buckets going, we should be able to start rolling here. And Vermilion's too talented. One of the things that's impressive about them to me is everybody on the floor can handle the basketball.
Right.
I mean, they have guys, if they want to go run a set, they can do that. But it doesn't matter who's on the floor for them. All 5 kids are comfortable handling that basketball. And that's a big advantage when you're going against a pressure team like Lorraine. So Lorraine's going to try to go first time tonight down. We're going to see Lorraine come out in this 1-3-1, three-quarter court defense, getting away from the full court pressure, giving Vermilion a different look.
And Joby File having a conversation with one of the officials, wants to make sure that he's not getting taken advantage of. Smart player. And he's only a junior, that's the stunning part about him. Montgomery sends it over to the left side. 3-ball launch is up and down that time. Tristan Mayer, his first basket of the ball game, ties the game at 27, and the Titans are going to lose the handle going the other way, getting a little too aggressive. Send it a little bit too far for Nas Bohannon.
Cardinals send by the Titan defense in this 1-3-1 and let the ball get to the middle of the floor. That should never happen. And once it got to the middle, then Vermilion throws a diagonal. The baseline drills a 3. They can get the ball in the middle against this 1-3-1. They're going to make a living.
File looking to try to get it back across. Does so. Gets across midcourt, right into the middle. Back to Joby File near midcourt. He'll be hawked by Pierre Lewis. Takes it to the rack. Boy, what an athletic shot that time. Joby File showed it, brought it back, flipped it left, flipped it right, and then tossed it toward the basket, and it went in. That's impressive.
That was a big-time play right there by File.
Jaleel Little tries to send it in, doesn't have the angle. And that's going to be a turnover. Joby File going the rest of the way. A little bit too strong. Rebound, put back, swatted away that time. Here come the Titans on the push. It'll be a 3-on-4 for the Titans. That's not going to stop him from going to the rack that time. Jaleel Little wanted to go in hard. Gets fouled. He'll go to the line for a couple. Let's see who they call it on. Foul's going to be whistled on Tristan Mayer. That'll be his second, team foul number 7. So both squads shooting the bonus here in the final 2 minutes and 55 seconds. Subset to come in between free throws here. First shot up and good for Jaleel Little. Sean Brooks comes back into the ball game for the Titans. Back onto the court for Vermilion, Mason Montgomery. If I told you that it was going to be a 1-point ball game with 3 minutes left in the first half, would you have bought into that? Maybe?
Not totally shocked. Not totally shocked.
This is a good Vermilion ball squad.
Yes.
I've been telling people that all day. They like to get after it. Here comes Vermilion, beating the press on the dribble. Boy, how many times is that going to happen? Dropped it off underneath. Montgomery with the follow. Can't quite get that one. Devon Grant pulls down. Rebound. Here's Nas Bohannon in middle of the court. Sends it left side. Brooks, 3-ball on the fast break. Rolls it off the back of the rim. Joby File with the rebound. And we're going to head the other way. Barkdale looking for a little bit of help. Finds Joby again. He'll sprint across the timeline before he pulls up. We're tied at 29 with 2:28 left in this first half. Don Vince along with the coach, Jim Baker. Sue Baker standing by as well. Barkdale sends it down to the left baseline. Donna File works right back into Barkdale, trying to create some space inside. Boy, nice footwork, nice job inside for Nick Barkdale.
Well, that's good basketball. It went inside, it kicked it outside, went right back into Barkdale inside. Like you said, Don, the footwork was the key there.
Bohannon takes the baseline drive. He's going to draw the foul from Nick Barkdale.
As good a footwork as Nick Barkdale showed offensively, that was horrible footwork defensively. I mean, he gave up the baseline to Bohannon and ends up getting the foul.
Looks like Andrew Dawson set to come back into the ball game here in between shots by Nas Bohannon. Bohannon has 7 in the ball game. Titans are led by Octavius Wilson. And the Sailors are led by Scott Gillespie. He's got 8.
You know, another thing to consider here that, you know, we talk about this first game, it's also conditioning. We saw that over the weekend, you know, off of the double weekend over at the DeFranco tournament. Now, this is Vermillion's 3rd game, and they look like, you know, hey, they're starting to round into it already. Lorraine looks like first game, you know, it's tough. It's tough to be in peak condition game 1.
Bohannon missed the first, hit the second. That gives him 8 and makes it a 1-point difference in favor of Vermilion right now. 31-30 with 2 minutes left in the first half.
You know, Lorraine just going back to full court man-to-man.
There's a turnover. They'll take it away. Jaleel Little works it forward. Bohannon into the lane, gets wrapped up and 1. That is a strong young man. And Naz Bohannon will do a little bit of talking.
He did a real nice job of he kind of knew he was going to get hit there, and he was able to hang, accept that contact, and then finish.
Jonah File whistled for the foul. I think I got he and his brother mixed up a little while back. 3-point play good for Naz Bohannon. He's now got 11 to lead all scorers in the ball game. Titans almost better if they stay in straight man rather than a trap.
Yeah, I mean, the traps haven't been there tonight, so just D up.
Dawson wants to go the right side, gets turned away at the block, gives up his dribble, works it inside. Montgomery shot, no. Rebound comes down to Brooks. Get it out and we'll head the other way. Devon Grant with the ball on the far sideline, wanting to go to work. Says Brooks, hey, you got to come out and help me out. Brooks will do that. And they'll hand off. Actually, they pulled Naz Bohannon out. Bohannon gets it on the wing, is going to travel. That's your old rule.
Yeah, he did. He was too quick.
Yeah.
I mean, and he did. Ball fake, foot fake, same time. Happens to the best of them, I guess.
Shane Smith comes back to the ball game for the Titans. Also up off the bench for Vermilion, Seth Hurd, the 6'1" sophomore. This will be Vermilion ball. Foul line extended on their defensive side of things. 1:17 left. Boy, long pass forward. Hurd's going to get there and just mishandle going up for the layup, although he had Deshaun Brooks right there as well.
Lorraine's coach staff was kind of looking at their guys. Hurd took off, and it seemed like a couple guys from the Titans went the other way. I mean, he had one-on-one, but couldn't handle the ball.
Grant will just walk it up. There's John Rossitano on that Lorain bench, directing traffic. Kurt Habermill on the Vermilion bench, kind of looking over his defense. Jaleel Little doing some work. Brooks, left baseline, launches the 3-ball. Boy, that one brought rain.
Yeah, Lorain needs that because the Vermilion has kind of sagged off a little bit here, trying to force that outside shot. That time, Titans took advantage.
I'll tell you what, 6'4" launching from 3-point range and putting a pretty shot up like that is just not fair. Joby File out top of the ball, finds Hurd. Seth Hurd with the fist up in the air, wants to go to work. Nice inside cut by Montgomery, can't quite handle it. Joby File now with the ball, wanting to go to work, goes behind his back, clears space, takes it to the rack, it's good.
This kid's a ball player, man. He's tough.
That's an incredible individual move. 3-point lead now for Lorraine with 17 seconds on this first half clock, as Jaleel Little will back away from pressure, looking for the last shot. 9 on the clock, gets a screen from Brooks, beats the defender, works inside. Bohannon takes it to the rack, no, and he'll go to the line for a couple of free throws. Jonah File whistle for his second foul of the ball game. Team foul number 10.
Well, a nice job. Titans got penetration. And again, when you see that penetration, you're out there. Bohannon started from about the volleyball line. He headed right to the rim, found him on his cut, gets a chance to go to the free throw line.
Got 2 coming his way, misses the first one. He'll stay at 11 points in the ball game. On the sub coming in here for the Vermilion Sailors, Caleb Taskey, 6'1" senior, will take the court. I would assume he's got a shot. You've got 2.6 seconds, or he can heave it long term here. Second one by Bohannon is good. He's got an even dozen. Long pass comes out. Little picks it up. 3-pointer. No, back of the rim, and that will bring the quarter and the half to a close. The Titans up by 4 at the half, 37-33 over the Vermilion Sailors.
In an instant, life can change. Hi, I'm veteran J.R. Martinez. If you've been hurt or disabled due to your service, the last thing you need to do is hurry up and wait for a VA claims decision. Make sure you file an electronic, fully developed claim or e-claim for disability compensation on e-benefits. It's the fastest and easiest way to get a claims decision. Learn more at ebenefits.va.gov. E-claims and e-benefits, online VA claims made simple.
Hi, my name is Lindsay Williams. I'm 16 years old and in 11th grade at Lorain High School. I'm studying sports health and fitness through Lorain High's Career Tech Education program. I've been playing sports since the 7th grade, volleyball to be specific. I know I can't play forever, but I can still be part of it if I become a physical therapist or athletic trainer. The sports health and fitness classes at Lorain High are giving me an idea of what I'd be doing in the field. I tell all the athletes to take Dury's sports health and fitness class because he knows what he's talking about. He's an athletic trainer. I'm learning how to prevent injuries by doing stuff like taping. That's why I'm also interested in physical therapy. Physical therapy helps get people back to playing. I've learned that the rehab part of physical therapy is more structured and that as an athletic trainer, I would always be at games and practices. I know what I want to do, and it's all thanks to Lorain High Sports Health and Fitness Career Tech program.
On the Cool Cat 1380 WDLW and FM 98.9, and you can also check this one out. Video partner tonight, WLCS TV 20, Joe Bach manning the camera for WLCS. 37-33, Lorain High over Vermilion at the half. Coach, real quick, coach him up.
Well, if you're Vermilion, I mean, don't change anything. Lorraine only 2 for 9 on 3-pointers in that first half. Keep the ball outside best you can and rebound the thing. If you're Lorraine, got to try to get that ball inside a little bit more, Don. Just be a little bit more patient offensively if you don't have that breakaway, and try to establish an inside game here against the Sailors.
Lorain High will have the ball to start things off here in this third quarter, and Nas Bohannon wants to work inside, has to send it back out. Jalil Little spots one from 17 feet. That was nothing but pure.
Yeah, that was a nice looking shot. And that time they got it inside and kicked it back outside. Good offense.
Hey, the Sailors coming right back. They're going to get it off to Tristan Mayer just outside the arc. He's going to go by his defender, flip it behind his back to Gillespie. Takes it back out top. Joby File, he mishandles and somehow gets back. I mean, the Sailors right now, fortunate. The ball's coming right back to them when they mishandle.
Yeah, they're a little bit stagnant here in this first possession.
Dawson with the ball, flips around to the right side. That's File. He's going to be D'd up outside by Jaleel Little. Still holding the ball, looking to go somewhere. Comes across to Dawson. Dawson with a couple dribbles toward the baseline, then has to send it out to Gillespie. He'll spin away from pressure. Floats one up from about 8 feet. That one no good. Rebound battle for. Leaks out. Nas Bohannon on the fast break. Ooh, man. Boy, oh boy. Wanted to go up hard. Actually was going to step inside and toss it off to one of his teammates, but got pulled over by Joby File.
Yeah, Bohannon was a good, strong move to the basket. Didn't get the ball up soon enough, so it's going to be inbounds underneath for Lorraine.
They'll get it in. That'll be Jaleel Little. He'll take the ball to the rack in between two defenders, and boy, nothing was going to stop him. He's in double figures now for the Titans.
That was 2 good back-to-back offensive possessions by Lorraine.
Joby File wants to put an end to all of this, takes the ball to the rack. It's not going to be able to get there. Long pass goes out to Jashawn Brooks. Brooks on the left wing, drops it back inside. Little floater by Wilson, in and out. No, Jaleel Little, rebound, blocked from behind very nicely by the Sailors. Into the lane goes Brooks. He'll mishandle. Ball goes out of bounds, off of the Titans. Boy, some sloppy basketball right there by the Lorain High Titans. Sometimes you just got to grab the ball and stop.
Well, you're exactly right. But again, we saw 2 very good offensive possessions back-to-back by Lorain, and then the turnover, and sloppy. That's a great way to describe that one, Don.
6:20 left in this third quarter. Scott Gillespie works up across the timeline, bounces it over toward the left side, and Joby File. And if a bounce pass is supposed to come up into the guy's hands, not bounce at his feet. Full timeout comes off the Vermilion bench. It's a timeout for us as well with 6:16 left in the third quarter. 41-33. Lorain over Vermilion. We'll be right back. This is the Murner Law Hoop Showcase on AM 1380 WDLW, 98.9 FM, and WLCS TV 20.
The Warriors to Work program makes it possible for wounded warriors and their families to build new lives together.
When my dad left, I was like this big, but now I'm like this big. My dad got a master's degree in human resources.
Thanks to Warriors to Work that my dad has a terrific job.
The Wounded Warrior Project helps him by, giving him another start.
Now that my dad's home, I get a lot more hugs.
I'm really proud of him.
Find out more about Wounded Warrior Project at findwwp.org. Welcome home, the brave.
41-33 is the count here at the Titan Gym. A lot of things I like about the gym. Part of it's the brightness.
It is a bright gym. It, absolutely. And right now, this is a little bit of critical time here for Vermilion.
I agree.
Lorraine's come out, scored 4 points here, and with the basketball, they get a bucket here. They're going to get it to double digits. Vermilion defense needs to get set right now.
Shane Smith tries to work inside, finds Nas Bohannon, drops down to the baseline. They'll swing it all the way around. Jaleel Little takes the drive, drops it underneath Nas Bohannon. Wisely goes off the glass for his 14th point of the ball game.
And good penetration again by the Titans. Easy layup for Bohannon.
Dawson, nice bounce pass to a back-cutting Joby File, who will be fouled on his way to the lane.
Well, they ran a good little backdoor set there, Vermilion did, and nobody on the backside for Lorraine rotated. Too late getting the foul. He finishes. He's not big, height-wise, Don, but you can tell, he's a strong kid. He plays much bigger than his height, that's for sure.
Jaleel Little whistled for the foul. That'll be his second foul. First team foul on the Titans here in this half. File, no surprise there. Converts the old-fashioned three-point play for his 10th point of the ball game. Jaleel Little will come up across court. File's going to check him right there. He'll work with his left hand, working forward. File all over the place. Boy, I tell you, Brooks come across the top, find Bohannon, and you're going to get a foul away from the ball, and File's going to like what's going on, and he's going to try to get the crowd a little excited.
I think as good as he is, that time the second man got caught there. File got no foul, and he fouled about 3 times. And then when he did get pushed, they did get called.
Well, Dawson will get the inbounds pass. He'll work up court. He'll come across the timeline, crosses over a couple different times, sends it outside. Coming across the top, that'll be Nick Barkle. Sends it outside and then gets it right back to the right wing, outside the arc. That's Mason Montgomery, and a foul's going to be whistled on the defensive player. I want to say Octavius Wilson's going to get whistled for his second, team foul number 2.
Well, he tried to reach around there, but Barkle had him pinned, but he was about 14 feet from the basket, so, kind of bailed Barkle out with that reach foul.
Devon Grant comes into the ball game. Boy, I tell you, Nick Barkle comes away with a steal. Here comes a fast break opportunity. Jaleel tries to drop it off, and Nas Bohannon cannot finish. Jaleel Little did the right thing, just didn't get it to him earlier enough, I don't think. Outside the arc, left baseline, Mayer gets it out top. Barkle works through the lane, gets the layup, and 2.
I'll tell you what, Vermilion they're not going away.
They are not. It's 5-point difference now, 43-38. A little bit under 5 minutes left in this third quarter. To the right side, that'll be Shane Smith. Jaleel Little wants to go to work against File. Works off the screen. Bohannon now wants to post up, has a mismatch. Little into the lane, sends it outside. 3-ball launch, misses badly, and the Titans can't save that one back in. Shane Smith short-armed that 3-ball.
And again, it's his first night for the Titans. They're just not shooting the ball well from the outside.
Vermilion will have the length of the court to go. File will inbound it. He'll work with Tristan Mayer to make that happen. Now he'll just walk up court. 4:26 on a running third quarter clock. 43-38, Lorraine over Vermilion. And I hope the Titans didn't think that the Sailors were just going to bend over and take a deep breath and let things happen to them, because that's not the way it's going.
Well, they just ran a 4-low set, and File made them pay, but Lorraine right back at them.
Octavius Wilson drops in another deuce. It's going to be a 30-second timeout coming off the Lorraine high bench, and that's their first timeout of the ball game with a 5-point difference. And for the Titans, it's it's individual effort right now, I think, on the Sailor offense that's making them pay.
Yeah, I mean, defensively, Lorraine, it's almost like they're trying to. They're overplaying too much. They're going for that steal. They're trying to get themselves going. I mean, they're trying to get themselves on a run, and we've seen their defense in the past do that. But Vermilion's been just too solid tonight. You know, and again, having a bunch of guys on the floor that can handle the basketball really helps negate that pressure. So interesting. I think Coach Rossitano took that time out just to talk about defense here a little bit. Let's see what adjustments the Titans might make.
We got a couple subs in here as well, so we'll see exactly what happens. Devon Grant gets his hand on the pass, but it's going to be picked up by File, and he'll come across the timeline, go behind his back, go between his legs, maintains his dribble, wants to go into the lane, sends it outside. Mayer, 3-ball, runs out a little bit short. Rebound tipped around. It's going to be picked up by Dawson. Goes back up off the glass and in. Andrew Dawson now with 6.
Vermillion just out hustling a little bit.
Jaleel Little with the ball, wants to take the drive along the baseline. Got it and one. Blocked along the baseline that time. And I tell you what, I thought Little was a little out of control.
He was, but again, hard to take a charge with your hip being the main part of it. I mean, he didn't really get his chest in there to get that charge call. Little was a little out of control, but I think it was the right call.
He'll hit the three-point play. Nick Barkle whistled for the foul. That will be his second. Team foul number 2 on Vermilion. Deshaun Brooks comes back into the game, and he's going to D up. And we got to watch this, Joby File. Those are the two guys that are jawing at each other a little bit.
Well, Joby File has been fearless all night, and Vermilion has been running him at the point the last few times, going with like a 4-low look and letting him penetrate. So I think that's what Brooks' job is, and Brooks is just all over him right now.
Dawson sends it down to the baseline. Jonah File a couple dribbles. Just into the ball game, kicks it out. That'll be Mason Montgomery. He wants to clear across the top, finds Jonah File. Dawson will come across the top. D'ing him up will be Devon Grant for the Titans. 3:10 left in the third quarter. Joby File with the ball, runs right into the Lorain High defender, gets by him, goes to the rack, lays it in, and boy, is he good.
Well, they switched, you know.
There's a turnover by the Titans heading down court, a little bit too high for Deshaun Brooks. I don't know how you let that happen.
Well, Brooks and Grant switched last time, and File, as soon as Grant got on him, just took him right to the basket.
File's got Jaleel Little on him right now, a little bit of hand checking out top. That's going to be called on Jaleel Little. That'll be his third, team foul number 3. I'm surprised. I'm surprised the Titans aren't getting a little bit more gimmicky on File here. Not like box and one gimmicky, but running a couple guys at him.
Yeah, I mean, make him get rid of the basketball, but right now he's not having any trouble with this Lorraine defense. I mean, he's just taking care of things, and, you know, doesn't matter who Lorraine puts on him, he's been able to do his thing.
Well, third guy in 3 different trips down. Shane Smith's going to be the guy this time. Blocked him from getting possession on him, and the ball's going to go out of bounds off of Joby File. He's going to argue with the official. That's not going to net him any positive results. Kurt Habermill's also going to get his words in, and that's not going to help either. In fact, the official walking right in front of him, this guy we both know had a smile on his face.
I think File is a little bit winded. I think he wants to come out.
Grant in the lane, left the shot short, maybe a little bit tired as well. And here comes that Titans pressure defense near midcourt. Ball popped up in the air. Jonah File still not a 10 count.
Wasn't it?
Boy, a huge 10 count miss. Boy, I tell you what, one of the Vermilion sailors is hurt down on the floor. Barkdale cannot get up, and he's holding his left ankle, looking at his left ankle. And I think we've got a stoppage. Is the stoppage for the injury?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And Vermilion had the ball, got across half court. I don't know if during that kind of sequence there, if the officials thought maybe Lorraine had gained possession temporarily, because that's why we didn't get a 10-second call. But honestly, Don, I was watching the ball, and I didn't see what happened to Barkdale here.
Neither. So we've got this timeout on the floor right now. I'll remind everybody to stick around for a post-game show. We'll have your final stats brought to you by Buckeye Community Bank. We'll also take a look at our Lorain Medina Rural Electric reliable free throw shooter of the night, so we'll have to kind of keep that in mind. We haven't seen a whole heck of a lot of free throw shots.
No.
Certainly not in this third quarter with 2:09 left.
No, we've only had one.
That
That's okay.
tells you what's going on
in
with
that regard. But yeah, a lot of concern here for Nick Barkdale. Hopefully it's nothing helping him up, but he's not putting much weight on that left foot.
Well, he's taking a lot of assistance. And
yeah, he's not coming back in tonight, I can tell you that much.
I don't think so.
No, I can't see it. I mean, he's really trying not to put any weight on that left leg, left foot.
He's either really hurt or he's a really good actor, and I'm not buying the actor part.
No, and that's a big loss for them. I mean, he brings a lot. He's physical. He handled the ball for him. He rebounds. I mean, that's a big loss going to the Vermilion bench right now.
Vermilion will have the ball coming out of that official timeout at midcourt. File will work across the timeline, go between his legs, hesitates, clears with his off arm. No call there. They'll send it outside. 3-ball launched. Rebound, no. Comes down to Marquay Black right. Fast break opportunity. Bohannon. 2 hands at the other end.
Well, it took a while, but we got one.
There it is, the first dunk in the varsity ball game at the new Lorain gym. And you're not going to, there was no foul there. There was contact, but there wasn't enough on either side of that to call a foul, I'm convinced.
Oh, they should have called the defender for faking a charge.
Jonah File, he was going to line up a 3-ball, back of the rim, no. Rebound, comes down, Montgomery, pump fake, back up, front of the rim, Lorain High comes away with a rebound. Nas Bohannon on the push now. In the middle of the court, sends it back. That'll be Shane Smith. Sends it all the way around. Deshaun Brooks looks inside. Bohannon works inside, turns from 8 feet. A little bit too strong. Rebound comes down to Montgomery. There's a lot of hand checking by both these squads right now, Coach.
It's been physical.
I like it.
About it.
That wasn't a complaint on my part. I like it.
It's been consistent. Consistent.
Dawson with the shot. He's got 8 now. Marquay Black right, top of the key. Spins into the lane, loses the ball going up, but was fouled in the process. And Joby File tugging on his jersey. I think he may need a little bit of a break. Yeah.
Vermilion coaching staff is ignoring him. Saying, I mean, there's 50.8 seconds left. I know he wants to come out, but I tell him, you got to suck it up for me.
Yeah.
Because
less than a minute.
If anything, we're going to have you go stand in the corner and try to take care of the ball and then run that 4-low with you. But
he will come out. He'll get a little bit of a spell from Caleb Caskey. Black right missed the first free throw. Has one more coming his way. Has not scored yet tonight. 50.8 seconds, as my partner, the coach, said. 50-46 in favor of Lorain High. Make it 51-46 with that free throw. Marquay Black right, finally in the books. He'll go take I thought he was going to take a seat. He just wanted to keep playing. Tavon Pierre-Louis comes into the ball game for his defensive skills. Vermilion working against man defense, up and down. That'll be Montgomery. Pierre-Louis will D him up. Working, boy, I tell you, a lot of contact.
Nice job by Montgomery.
I was gonna say the same thing. Great job. And if they're gonna let you play, both of these teams have to realize they're letting it happen. Yeah. So you got to take advantage of it.
Oh, and Vermilion right now, physically they match up well with Lorraine. I mean, they're not being out-muscled or anything.
15 seconds in the third quarter. Devon Grant with the ball near his hip. Clock down to about 10 seconds now. Gets a high screen. Goes to town, and a foul called inside. I believe that's going to be on Montgomery from Vermilion. That's not a terrible foul.
No, they ran a high pick and roll, and he kind of grabbed the roller, but got that, he was beat a little bit. So, yeah, he's going to make him take it inbounds under.
Shane Smith will handle the inbounds. Having a tough time getting it in, go way up top. That'll be Pierre-Louis. He'll launch from a long three-point range with, just tons of time left. And there was even some extra tenths of a second run off the clock.
Yeah.
0.8 is where it sits right now. The officials aren't going to challenge that. Three-quarter court shot goes up and
that ball got stuck, I think.
It did not come down. That's not good. So we'll have to figure out what to do next. Third quarter comes to a close, 51-48, Lorain over Vermilion. We've got 8 more minutes of basketball coming your way right here on the Murder Law Hoops Showcase on AM 1380 WDLW, 98.9 FM, and WLCS TV 20.
I will be coming up on retirement, and the VA benefits will play a very important part in my life.
You may have earned valuable veterans benefits from your military service.
I decided that it was time to go to college and pursue my career.
I was able to buy this house.
Learn more about your eligibility, even how to apply online using e-benefits.
The VA benefits made a real difference in my life.
I wouldn't be where I am today if it hadn't been for my VA benefits.
Don't wait. Apply for your VA benefits today.
Is magic really magic? If a deal is too good to be true, well, don't be fooled. There is no magic. Credit Max Auto has a great selection of cars with fast, easy financing and payments you can afford. Check us out at creditmaxauto.com.
51-48. We're all looking at the ceiling here at the new Titan Gymnasium, and we may have the first ball stuck in the rafters.
When Gillespie was trying to throw that length of the floor shot, it hit up in the curtain and disappeared. Don, they always say what goes up
must come down.
So far,
there's a song like that. I don't know. All right.
There we go.
8 minutes left in this one. It's a three-point ball game, 51-48. The Titans with that lead, but Vermilion has not shied away. Seth Hurd works toward the baseline. Ball's going to go out of bounds. Off of the Titans on the baseline. Gillespie will handle the inbounds, and I'm looking over at the bench. Barkdale still not moving real well. So he's heading to the locker room here. Pass goes inside. Boy, nice job getting the ball to Caleb Caskey. He'll put it up soft and in and make it a 1-point difference, 51-50.
I mean, Vermilion right where they need to be here with 7:40 left in this ball game.
Shane Smith comes across the top. He flips it off to Naz Bohannon, and Bohannon wants to clear out. This is a 5 out here for the Titans. Bohannon wants to go to work. As he works forward, the Sailors defense collapses around him, and they'll get into their offense. Brooks outside the arc. Little drops it underneath. There's Bohannon underneath. Good look across the way. Bohannon has 18 now for the Titans.
Vermilion almost tried to trap a little bit on that wing. Good job. Titans gets that penetration. Bohannon's wide open backside.
Jonah File on the dribble into the lane. Shot blocked. Foul called on Octavius Wilson. That'll be his third. Got the ball, but I think following through got a little bit of the hand.
I'll tell you what. Can you imagine the one-on-one battles the File brothers had growing up? I mean, they both play similar. Like, they're going to that basket, and I defy you to stop me.
Tell you what. Someone ought to set up a webcam across the street and just kind of check out their driveway. Jeez, you're right. I hadn't thought about that. Man. Well, I scored more. I get the bigger piece of chicken.
Yeah, go ahead and take it, because I knocked you down more times than you got me.
The File does a nice job at the free throw line. Hits both of those from the Lorraine Medina Rural Electric free throw line. Lorraine Medina Rural Electric, known for their great service to their owner members. Doing a great job here supporting local high school basketball. Naz Bohannon with the ball from Lorraine High at the offensive end of things. They'll send it down toward the baseline. They'll get it back and pop out on the pass from Wilson.
Lorraine running a little bit of 5-out offense here, trying to penetrate.
Jaleel Little with the ball. He will penetrate, lays it up, can't quite hit it. Rebound comes down to Wilson, off to Brooks. Brooks stumbles through the lane, tries to flip one up behind his head. Rebound comes down to Dawson's going to push. Ball knocked away, gets it right back, drops it underneath. Ball still loose, they'll kick it out. Jonah File comes away with it, needs to reset this Vermilion offense. Dawson will clear out top, and he'll put his, he'll get into a motion offense. I'm guessing what that that's what that means. We'll have to see.
Just 5 out. You know, both teams run the same offense now. 5 guys outside the three-point line trying to get the defense. If they overcommit, you go back door. But now we got Joby File getting a little high screen, going to try to penetrate here.
Well, they got a switch out there, which is pretty much what he wants. He'll send it outside. That'll be Montgomery. Wanted to duck inside. Not going to be there. Jonah File gets it off to Dawson, then sets a screen for him. Dawson spins it back out. Outside the arc. Jonah steps up. 3-ball launched. Back of the rim. No good. Rebound. Deshaun Brooks for Lorraine High. Gets it out quickly. Here comes Jaleel Little. Top of the key. Things clear out. Just cuffs the ball. Takes it to the rack and in. He's got 15. And that'll be a full timeout on the court. Taken, I believe, off the Titans bench. It is 55-52, a 3-point lead for Lorraine High. 5:36 left in the ball game. We'll take a break on the Murner Law Hoop Showcase. AM 1380 WDLW, 98.9 FM, WLCS, TV 20.
Ohio State is saving lives every day.
This is Ohio State.
We're the economic engine of the state, a major employer.
Over 60,000 students. We're on the forefront of cancer research. An educational core of Ohio.
Impacting tens of thousands daily.
Our alumni organization is nearly 500,000 worldwide.
This is Ohio State.
This is Ohio State.
Ohio State.
This is the Ohio State University.
55-52, Lorain High over Vermilion. I guess if you're opening up a gym, this is what you want.
Yeah, I mean, this has been hasn't been the best played ball game, but it's been a hard-fought ball game. And, I mean, you couldn't ask for a whole lot more. I mean, we got a one-possession ball game with 5:35 left. Vermilion bringing it up the floor.
All right, here we go. We'll get back at it. Dawson facing that defense up, and 4 across the back. 2 guys in the middle trying to post high. Ball knocked away by Brooks. He'll get it forward. Jaleel Little puts it up. No. Missed opportunity. Second opportunity. No. Brooks finally will clean up behind. He's got 6 in the ball game. It's 57-52. That predicated off that takeaway early on by Brooks.
Just a lazy pass that time by Vermilion. Cost him. Oh.
Tell you what, Brooks dove after a pass that never happened and then had to get back up. Fake that pass and then go ahead and give it. Life would have been better. Coming across the top of Montgomery. Pocket pick from behind. Lob pass goes down to Brooks. Brooks gives it up. That'll be a layup for Naz Bohannon left side. He's at the 20-point mark, and a full time comes off the Vermilion bench now. He's got 2 full timeouts left. 4:45 left in the ball game. 59-42 in favor of Lorraine. Break time for us. We'll be right back on the Myrner Law Hoop Showcase on the Cool Cat 1380 and WLCS TV 20.
Stop. Whether it's on the way to school, at school, or online, bullying has become a non-stop threat to our youth today. Is your child being bullied? The National Runaway Switchboard can help. If you're having a hard time, get online or call to chat now.
Lorraine High's extended their lead just a little bit, up to 7 points now, 59-52. That may be among the biggest leads we've seen tonight.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they had it at 9 at one point, and that was it, but at 7. But back-to-back turnovers by Vermilion, and that time Lorraine had made them pay both possessions. So this is a pretty big possession right here for Vermilion.
Dawson will get the inbounds pass. He'll trot up court, hesitates out top, skip, sends it around. Joby File back behind. Nice back cut that time by Montgomery. Mason Montgomery, 11th point of the ball game. Well done.
It's a simple rule. If your defender's got both feet above the three-point line, you go to the basket. And Vermilion did that exactly the way you draw it up.
Titans, all 5 outside, all defenders, with the exception of Joby File, who's the only one that was in the lane. Jaleel Little outside the arc. The Titans look like they're content to try to get this defense to extend. Bohannon ducked inside and then kicked it back out. Little will take the defense back out with him. He'll work off the screen, works to the top of the key, takes the lane, shot blocked from behind. It'll be Lorraine High ball underneath their own hoop. Subs come into the ball game.
A real good defense by Montgomery because he was beat, but he stayed right there and stayed on it. I mean, nice job. You know, Jaleel Little getting to the basket now. Montgomery, even a better block.
Grant comes into the ball game. Bohannon gets the inbounds pass and backs away, puts a hand up and says, everybody relax. I know what's up. He wants to go to work against Nick Barkdale.
Nick Barkdale back in, I'm telling you what.
What's up with that?
That's one tough kid.
I guess it is.
That ankle has got to be killing him.
But I'd be thinking I want to take him.
Yeah.
Right? And there you go. Bohannon's going to take him to the rack.
I mean, he can't stay with Bohannon.
Foul's going to happen.
Just one good foot.
Yeah. It's going to happen well away from the basket. That'll be his 3rd team foul, number 5. Both teams with 5 fouls.
You got to get him out.
Yeah. He's even trotting over toward the bench. You can tell he's impacted by that. Tristan Mayer comes back in for him for Vermilion.
Well, you know, that says a lot for him. It says a lot to his teammates, too.
Little tries to take the ball up in the middle of the lane, can't quite get there. Octavius Wilson had a shot at the rebound, ended up bouncing it off of one of the Vermilion Sailors' feet. And some discussion between Andrew Dawson and one of the officials. I'm not sure what he was pointing at. Bohannon will back up outside the arc, sends it down toward the baseline. Shane Smith, then Little will pop out. 3:18, 3:17 on a running 4th quarter clock. 59-54 in favor of the Titans. Vermilion Sailors not going away.
No, not at all. And, you know, sitting down and defending. Got a 5-point ball game.
Titans content to extend this offense. into the lane, sending it all the way across. Shane Smith on the pass from Grant, and then the Titans will back it right back out. Little with the ball, one dribble, finds Devon Grant. Grant waiting on the screen from Smith.
Illegal.
On the screen, coming out top. It's going to be called on Shane Smith. Got there and then shifted into the screen. You can't do that.
See that coming a mile away. I mean, he was trying to screen by, throwing his shoulder into the defender. That's an easy call for the official.
He's getting coached up on it right now from one of the officials. I like when officials explain themselves to kids. It helps. Dawson into the lane, flips it back. Yeah, almost a turnover. Boy, I tell you what, they're going to call that out of bounds on Mason Montgomery. From my perspective, I don't think he ever quite got there.
I think you had a better perspective than me, but
might have had a better perspective than the officials.
You can't throw that one-hand pass. I mean, you got to be fundamentally sound.
Middle opens right up, and he'll take advantage of it. Slices through, puts it up, and has his 17th point of the evening. 61-54 now in favor of the Titans. 2:24 on the fourth quarter clock. Back cut, Dawson into the lane. Gets tied up a little bit. It's going to go out of bounds off the hands of Devon Grant.
See the difference in how Vermillion's running their spread, 5 out as opposed to Lorain. Vermilion constantly back cutting to the basket. I mean, a lot more movement and they have to. They can't stand, or Lorain will lock them up defensively.
Vermilion inbounds underneath their own hoop. Jonah File gets it into Joby. Joby's going to go to work against Shane Smith. Launches from three-point range. That one in front of the rim. Pretty short. Rebound comes down to the Titans, and they're just going to walk up court here. There's no urgency for the Titans at all right now, Coach.
No, we're moving in on 2 minutes left in the ball game. You got a 7-point lead. Now you take care of the basketball.
Grant goes by one defender, works into the lane, and foul's going to be called. I believe that's going to be on Joby File. That is the case. That'll be File's fourth foul, team foul number 6.
Titans going to get to run inbounds underneath here. I'll look for something to try to get Bohannon the basketball eventually.
Shane Smith will get it in. That'll be Little, goes around one defender, flips it up with his left hand. Somehow got that in. What an acrobatic shot. Shane Smith's first basket of the evening, and that will result in a timeout coming off the Lorain High bench. It'll be a 30-second timeout. He'll have 2 fulls left, and apparently Kurt Habermelt has 1 full left. We're at the 1:51 mark in the fourth quarter. It's now a 9-point Lorain High lead, Coach.
Well, I think right now, Lorain, this is a defensive timeout. Look, we need 2 defensive stops in a row, and this ball game is ours. If you're Vermilion, obviously, I do the same thing. I'd run my spread, and as soon as you are overplayed, back cut, go to the basket. Let's get a lot of movement. Let's attack. You got time. I mean, people look, oh man, 9 points. You got to come down. You got to shoot quick. No, you don't. You've got to get, a good shot, but don't invent anything. This is the time for hero ball if you're Vermilion. Keep running your stuff and go attack that basket. Hopefully you can get yourself fouled and get that clock stopped.
1:51 on that clock, 63-54. Lorain over Vermilion. Vermilion has the ball, length of the court to go. They'll bounce it in, and Dawson will let it roll as far as he can. He'll pick it up at about the 9-foot line. Now we'll go to the work as he crosses midcourt. Flips it off to Gillespie, left side. Haven't really called his name lately. Jonah File can't quite hit the little floater there. Ball tipped around by the Titans. They'll retain possession. Von Grant will work up court against Dawson. Goes between his legs, crosses over in front of him, spins past him, then flips it out to Bohannon. Back out top to Little. Little spins away from pressure, double team now. There. And I think that's going to draw a timeout off the Lorain bench. It'll be a full timeout with 1:19 left in the fourth quarter. We have to take a break as well. 63-54. Lorain over Vermilion. We'll be right back on the Myrna Law Hoop Showcase on the Cool Cat 1380, 98.9 FM, and WLCS TV 20.
Sergeant Michelle Garcia served meritoriously in Iraq and has the medals to prove it. Soon after leaving the Navy, Lieutenant Chris Scott found a job, a home, and started a family of his own. Corpsman Richard Stokely took the skills he learned in Vietnam and put them to good use as a paramedic. But soon after leaving the military, each of these veterans fell on hard times and faced homelessness. Even after Michelle lost all her savings, even after Chris wasn't able to pay his mortgage, and even after Richard battled alcoholism for years, they each reached out for help when they needed it most. A simple phone call put them in touch with a trained professional from the Department of Veterans Affairs. That call got Michelle a place to stay until she could afford one of her own, put Chris in touch with employment assistance, and found Richard a substance abuse program. These veterans are success stories not only for how they were able to help others while serving their country, but for how they were able to let others help them. If you know of or are a veteran in need, make the call.
63-54 Lorain High over the Vermilion Sailors. This has been an entertaining men's basketball game, to say the least.
Yeah, and I mean, 63-54 is the biggest lead we've seen all night, too. I mean, it's been back and forth, you know, up to this point. So right now, for Vermilion, you had to go through, if your coach have them all, is how much time are you going to let run off? You know, me, I'm going to start fouling pretty quick here.
Yeah, I think you almost have to. Grant with the ball comes across the timeline. Both teams on the next foul will be in the bonus, and whistles toot just as Devon Grant comes off of a give and go with a posted Naz Bohannon. Whistles toot's going to send Bohannon to the line for a 1-and-1.
I like what Lorraine did there, Don. They got Bohannon right at the free throw line area, and you're going to use him. You're going to pass to him, and you're going to cut off him now. That's a pretty good guy to be throwing the ball to, but you got to make free throws.
Oh, boy. Yeah, well, he missed the free throw, and what's worse for Vermilion is Lorraine got the rebound.
Kids don't box out on free throws like they do on a normal shot. It's just, I don't know why. I mean, seriously, we would practice it, and they look at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, I'm not crazy. You know.
Well, you are a little crazy.
Well, watch these guys, though. These guys get to the foul line defensively, and they start relaxing. Like,
right.
Okay. All right. No, you got to box out, man.
It's work time.
Absolutely.
Montgomery whistled for the foul. The board has that as his second. I have it as 3, but either way, it doesn't matter, as it sends little to the line for a 1-and-1. He's got 17, make it 18 as he hits the first one. Free throw line all season long, brought to you by Lorain Medina Rural Electric, your Touchstone Energy partner, providing reliable, very reliable electric service to all their owner members.
And the other reason to keep beating on this dead horse, look what their hands are all the time. They're down, no hands are up. That's why you give up rebounds.
Oh, nice opportunity here. Pass from Joby File to Dawson, streaking through the lane, takes it to the layup, and it is good for Dawson, and there's a timeout. We're going to go ahead and keep it right here, Coach. It's 65-56. It's still a 9-point lead in favor of the Titans, but Vermillion's got to figure things out. They got to do more of that and then come away with some stops.
Yeah, if you're Lorraine, that's something that's the last thing you want to have happen. Vermilion was able to score there in about 4 seconds. But you're right. Vermilion right now, what they're going to design is where are they going to trap at? You know, how many times are you going to trap? I mean, this is what you're going through with your kids. How many traps are you going to go? You might say, hey, we're gonna trap anytime in the backcourt. Once they break into the front court, if they do and we haven't stolen the ball, you got to foul immediately. You might have a guy that you've picked out. Be tough, being this the first game of the year, of who you want to foul. But you can't really let more than 10 seconds at the most run off this clock here. They may go to, hey, if they get the ball in bounds, we're going to foul. So we'll see what Vermilion does. They're definitely going to be fouling somebody if they don't get a steal.
Shane Smith will handle the inbounding duties. Buzzers sound before we can get underway here. I guess that means we're going to go ahead and play timeouts over. Baseline to Rome here on the timeout following the made basket. Ball's going to come in. Little is going to get it. He'll find a double team, needs to get rid of it, comes all the way across to Brooks. Brooks goes high to Smith across the timeline, works toward the basket, drops it underneath. Naz Bohannon goes up and should go to the line for a couple. Foul's going to be whistled on Jonah Files. Just all kinds out of position.
The thing is that Lorraine was able to reverse that basketball, get it across midcourt, get it all the way down under the basket. They took about 12 seconds off the clock there, Don, and they get Bohannon at the foul line. I mean, Vermilion probably needed a foul before that.
Bohannon's first rolls off the rim, and he's just he can't believe he's missing it.
No, I mean, it's first game. I mean, we used that last weekend, but the reality for the Titans, they might be cringing a little bit if they sit down with coach and watch this tape at times.
They may be cringing if they don't sit down and look at the film. They just may be cringing because coach will probably get into it. Yeah, that's not real good. Ella Murray's not too awful happy about that. Dawson with the ball, pump fakes outside, works to the line, no, rebound, ripped away nicely by Wilson. Then he'll get fouled. We'll go the other way. Foul's going to be called on Andrew Dawson. That'll be his third, team foul number 10, though. So the Titans going to the line for a couple every time.
Yeah, and that's about it. I mean, unfortunately for Vermilion, but they needed that bucket, especially coming off the 2 missed free throws. One free throw here should pretty much be able to put it away for Lorraine.
Wilson's got 12, make it 13 as he gets exactly what the coach was calling for and makes it a 66-56 ball game with 28 seconds left.
Like what Coach Abermall's doing is, getting his bench in, clearing the bench.
And you know, they're probably wise on a couple levels, not the least of which is there's been some chatter back and forth.
Oh, yeah. I mean...
And you don't want that to turn into something bad.
Well, and that's one thing I know you sell yourself on if you're Vermilion coming over here is we're not backing down. I mean,
nor should
not
you
backing
ever.
down.
Ever should you back down. Vermilion will come away with a missed free throw rebound. That'll be... Schneider's into the lane as I get all choked up. Rebound knocked out of bounds by Wilson.
What are you upset about here, partner?
I don't know. It's not good, though. It's game number 3 today. That might be it.
That could be it. Yeah, that's not an excuse. Reality.
That's what it is. Ball tipped out of bounds by Octavius Wilson over on the far sideline. Clock down to 15.7 seconds. And a 10-point Lorain High lead. Now, if you're Vermilion and you go away from this and assuming that they're going to lose because the kind of odds are in that favor, you've played 3 games and your only loss is to Lorain High.
Well, the thing that you're going to talk to your kids about is, okay, we played as hard as we could against the best team on our schedule. At their place, them basically christening a new gym, we are not at all happy with the loss,
right?
But this is the effort we will give every single time we step on the floor. You just set the benchmark, and you're going to have to match it.
And that will lead them to success, especially, I think, in that Sandusky Bay Conference. Yeah. They're not going to see this in that conference, I don't think. By the way, Ethan Habermill makes first free throw, misses the second. Rebound comes down to Jaleel Little. He'll just hold the ball. And the buzzers will sound, and the Titans will win 66-57 over the Vermilion Sailors. It's break time for us. We're going to head into our post-game show. We'll take a look at your Buckeye Community Bank final stats. We'll also take a look at our reliable free throw shooter brought to you by Lorraine Medina Rural Electric. We'll do that when we come back here on the Myrna Law Hoops Showcase on AM 1380 WDLW 98.9 FM and WLCS TV 20.
Which of the angles on the board are the one from the quiz on Friday? Jaden?
Research shows more and more 12 to 15-year-olds have arteries similar to that of a 45-year-old. But it doesn't have to be that way. Don't let your children grow up too fast. Encourage them to act their age through regular exercise and healthy eating.
Hi, my name is William Miller. I'm 16 years old and in 11th grade at Lorraine High School. I'm studying auto tech through Lorraine High's Career Tech Education program. When I started taking auto tech class, I said, yeah, this is what I want to do for a living. The program is hands-on. It was really cool and amazing. We go through scenarios about what's wrong with cars, learn how to fix brakes, do oil changes, a whole bunch of other things. I look at it as if it was my car. What would I do to it? We get to really get into the cars. My teacher, Scott Krashenko, is a very fun teacher too. He's probably one of the coolest teachers I've ever had. He trusts us, we learn hands-on. He taught us that cars are changing very fast. In fact, it's changing like every 3 years. I learned these things because I'm in the Auto Technician Career Tech program. If you are a hands-on person, love cars, then I recommend this program for you. I know what I want to do, and it's all thanks to Lorraine High's Auto Technician Career Tech program.
And we're back with you one last time from this Lorraine High Gymnasium. The Titans christened it properly with 3 wins this evening in freshman, JV, and varsity men's basketball. So they're off to a good start here at this brand new gymnasium. And if you haven't had a chance to look at the pictures, I encourage you to do so. Certainly you can check out the video of tonight's game. We worked with WLCS TV 20, so you can see all the sights from here in the gym. Titans a winner tonight, 66-57. I'm Don Vincent along with Coach Jim Baker. And Coach, I think number one, if you look at Vermillion's performance tonight, like you said, you're not going to be happy with the win, but the performance was good.
Right. I mean, no such thing for a coach to say, oh, man, that's a moral victory. I mean, Vermillion's beyond that. They're an established program. Right. They're a tournament-tested team. Well, in reality, yeah, they're coming in here and they're going to be an underdog. But they played that, the way they played, I guess what I'm saying, they're going to be a very successful basketball team. Agreed. If they can match, and it's hard to do, Don. Again, they played like they had nothing to lose. They played hard. Can they do that every night, though? Can you keep that, mentality, like have that same mentality? And if they do, again, I mean, they've got a lot of weapons. They've got a lot of balance. They're a tough team to guard because everybody on the floor can score.
The other side of things, the Lorain High Titans celebrating, having a party here at the new gym, doing exactly what they wanted to do tonight, coming away with a win in the way they opened things up. I don't think as dominant a performance as people are used to seeing from the Titans, but I don't want to say maybe they're not that team, but.
Well, the big thing is this. It takes time for somebody to go from the fifth option to being maybe the second option. Okay, the first option is going to be Naz Bohanna. I mean, everybody knows that. But who's going to be that second option? And see, last year, he wasn't the first option. I mean, he was at times, but all right. So, but now these other guys, they're going to have to play a much bigger role, and they're kind of finding their way here, and you can see that. I mean, who else? They need to develop a couple more. I think they will. I mean, you obviously are always going to have a talented team at Lorraine, but it's going to take this group a little bit of time here to gel, I think, because for some of them, playing big varsity minutes, this is the first time they played big varsity minutes.
Real quick, let's take a look at your final stats brought to you by Buckeye Community Bank. Check them out at the Sheffield Center. You also check them out online at buckeyebank.com. Buckeye Community Bank, banking the way it should be. Coach?
For the victorious Lorain Titans, 26 of 60 from the floor, 43%. Just 2 of 11 from behind the arc, just 18%. So that's a little bit of something that's got to be looked at. 12 of 20 from the foul line, 60%. Vermilion, 24 of 55 from the floor, 44%. Just 2 of 10 on three-pointers for 20%. 7 of 9 from the free throw line, 77%. Looking at the rebounds here, Lorraine with 35, Vermilion with 26, so the Titans nice little advantage there. Turnover-wise, much better in the second half. Overall, Vermilion ended up 17 turnovers, Lorraine was 16.
And that'll take us to the one award that we've got to give away. It's a free throw shooting award. It's brought to you by our good friends at Lorain Medina Rural Electric. They give you highly reliable electric service to their member owners. Tonight, our highly reliable free throw shooter was?
From Lorain Titans, Jaleel Little, 5 out of 5.
Well, Jaleel Little is your reliable free throw shooter tonight for the Lorain High Titans, and that will bring a close to our broadcast tonight. We've got more basketball coming your way. Check out the website. We'll let you know exactly where we're going to be and when, and we'll get you back at it. Right now, though, for everybody involved with our broadcast, David Q back at the studios, making sure everything's done legally and correct. Joe Bach for WLCS TV 20, spending the evening with us. Appreciate having the opportunity to work with you, Joe, and WLCS. It's always a lot of fun. Partner, Jim Baker, up here high atop the new gym at Lorain High School. I'm Don Vincent saying thank you especially to you for spending your evening with us.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools TV 20 WLCS.